good, everyone? And welcome back to another reaction video. Today, we're going to do something completely different. That's right. If you have seen the title of what I'm reacting to, and if you're seeing this from the thumbnail and all this and all that, this is what we're doing. 8 SpongeBob theories, 8 mini theories, and so on and so forth. I'm going to do 2 of each. That is to say, 1 of the main conspiracy theories that was released, and one of the new mini theories that comes along with it. So there's a total of 16, so 2 theories each. Now, I was skeptical about doing this, but then I had this family member tell me, "Oh, this thing is gonna have different stuff, and I should check it out. There's gonna be the new mini theories. There's gonna be something else about the original theories that has changed." I didn't really know how to take that, so I just went with it, and now I'm just gonna see what all this talk is about. Also, the fact that this kept coming up as recommendations, I thought, you know what? Why not? Let's do it. So we got 8 theories, 8 mini theories, and you're getting 1 main theory and 1 mini theory every week. So that's 8 videos, and when this is all said and done, I am going to do a compilation, if that's it. Yeah, a compilation of all the videos that I did, put them together into 1 long reaction video. I do not know if I'm gonna put it on a main day, maybe, I don't know, but this is gonna be the case. So let's see what this goes with. Let's see how this goes. So if you enjoy this reaction video, hit the like button below, hit the subscribe button, support the channel, support the content we're playing, and so on and so forth. Hit the notification button, be notified immediately when the video comes out. I'm not gonna do once a week. I'm gonna do this whole video 1 whole day, just to let you all know. So if you see the part that just seems a bit off, well, it's just me reacting to it, and if I seem tired at the end, you know the reason. So yeah. And all the intros for these videos are going to be, you'll see. So with this all said, I hope you all enjoy, and be sure to give Alex Bales some love and support for the videos that he made, considering that all these theories had their own thing, and all the 8 mini theories had their 1 whole video. It's just something to really think about. So we're starting from 0 to about 20 16 26 30 26 minutes and 30 seconds. Oh boy, I'm not gonna really comment too much about this whole theory stuff, but I've been told that again the 8 original theories have been changed a bit, so I'm gonna hear this one out. So I'm not going to comment too much unless there's something completely different and all that. So let's see where this goes, as I said. So again, hope you'll enjoy, and let's start.
Can you make more SpongeBob theories?
Where's the new SpongeBob Conspiracy?
Alex,
theory?
can you
more
do
What have you done, guys?
More SpongeBob theories.
All right, I get it. Listen, I'm done making SpongeBob theories. I already gave you guys 8 big ones, and then I made a whole web series about not wanting to be the SpongeBob guy. I'm done, okay? But since we're
I actually, yeah, that's the thing. Also, when it comes to Don't Feed the Muse, there was 2 theories that were shown. I don't know if that was joke stuff, but that bit seemed interesting. So yeah, there is that. Yeah. So yeah, I understand about the whole thing, variety and all that. So yeah, I understand.
wrapping up this SpongeBob chapter of my channel, and since I'm basically at 1 million subscribers, here's what I'll do as a final send-off just for you SpongeBob theory fans. This video is a compilation of my 8 previous SpongeBob conspiracies with no sponsorships, no film interruptions, no whining about not wanting to be the SpongeBob guy, except for the whining that I just did, and a bunch of brand new
Wait, are you
SpongeBob
serious?
guy.
No sponsorships, no film interruptions. No whining?
Except for the
Okay.
whining that I just did, and a bunch of brand new, never-before-seen content. These theories have new evidence that's been discovered, some corrections and responding to comments I've gotten, new ideas and directions for old theories, and, best of all, 8 completely new, never-before-seen mini SpongeBob theories. I'll be sprinkling these new mini theories in after each of the main theories, and I'll also be ending all of my old theories with some thoughts on how I think they hold up today. And hey, after this, I'm still going to be making theories about other non-SpongeBob related topics, so make sure you subscribe to catch those. Let's begin.
I mean, okay, so that's where it goes. Okay, so this is our list. Squilliam theory, imagination mini theory, television theory, skeleton mini theory, Mrs. Puff theory, Mrs. Puff part 2 mini theory, evolution theory, human war mini theory, Neptune theory, Grandpat mini theory. Grandpat? Huh? I'm a bit lost on that. I haven't been seeing a lot of the more current SpongeBob stuff. Goofy Goober, alien death cult theory. I remember bits about that in that too. I remember bits of the original theories. To hear that there's more stuff that's going to be added to it seems a bit interesting. Robot invasion theory, Squidward director mini theory, alien jellyfish invasion mini theory, time traveling ghost pirate theory, Pinhead Larry. Oh, okay, I remember that one. I remember hearing this bit from the Muse. So,
Begin this one final SpongeBob video with the very first SpongeBob theory I ever made, just for you, very passionate SpongeBob theory fans that have changed my life. Thank you for everything. I hope you enjoy.
okay.
Squilliam Fancy Son. Squilliam Fancy Son. Squilliam Fancy Son.
Squilliam Fancyson III is Squidward's rival from high school band class.
So, I just took my private yacht across my private lake to my private heliport.
He's more wealthy, popular, and talented than Squidward, and he always rubs it in his face.
That's right. I'm living your dreams, Squidward. Oh, just succeeding in everything you failed in.
But I intend to prove that he's a fraud, using his wealth to make himself seem more popular and talented than he actually is. He goes to ridiculously extreme and expensive lengths to humiliate Squidward and show his superiority, and I'm gonna prove it. Evidence number 1, the pet hospital. We first meet Squilliam in Season 2, Episode 15, Band Geeks. The episode opens with Squidward playing the clarinet and getting a knock on the door.
Yeah, we're with the pet hospital down the street, and I understand you have a dying animal on the premises.
Immediately after, Squidward gets a call from Squilliam.
Hello, you've reached the house of unrecognized talent. Please start after the...
Sounds as though you've got a dying animal to attend to, eh, old chum?
I believe that not only was Squilliam spying...
You know, hearing this theory back then, like, how long has it been? I'd say over a year. Yeah, about over a year. Maybe 2. It's been a while. So I can't remember the last time I did the last SpongeBob Conspiracy Theory. But, I was, after having this put out, like, in the open, in this conspiracy theory, I was, like, stunned about this revelation, going like, oh, man, I didn't think you would do this. And to this day, after hearing this, I realized that Squilliam is a petty guy. And then when thinking about it, I just like thinking back to this one theory, I can't help but think, man, Squilliam must be one of the most pettiest persons in like Bikini Bottom. I mean, really, he is one of the most petty, if anything else, with only a few being more pettier than him. To me, he's on my top 5, maybe top 3 on the most pettiest.
on Squidward to know when he was playing his clarinet, but he also hired the doctor to come and embarrass Squidward.
Yeah, we're with the pet hospital down the street. Pet hospital down the street.
We have never seen a pet hospital in Bikini Bottom. We've only ever seen just the regular Bikini Bottom hospital. We've seen this purple doctorfish before, but once again, he's never worked at a pet hospital. We've only ever seen him at the regular general hospital.
Well, Mr. Squarepants, it seems you have the suds. Are you ready for your treatment?
Then there's this green fish behind him, and we've only ever seen him as one of the many identical paramedics that work at the Bikini Bottom Hospital. We even see him at the end of the episode to take Squilliam away after fainting. So it is very likely that Squilliam hired these two and told them to pretend like they're from a pet hospital just to humiliate Squidward. Hey, it's me from the future.
Let me guess. there is a pet hospital in Bikini Bottom. Yeah, I'm not gonna be surprised about that. Let's just say after this bit, I got down to looking at some SpongeBob episodes, mainly due to certain stuff happening, and just like was like watching SpongeBob a lot at the time back then. Like there was a whole not even nope, not gonna get into that thing. That's a little too private for me. But yeah, let's just say this private thing, it led to me watching some SpongeBob episodes, and one of them was literally showing a pet hospital. It's kind of funny. I think the doctor that we were mentioning was there too. At least I think so. It's been a while. I do know there was a pet hospital because that one stuck out to me. I probably never commented about it before, but like when I originally watched this Squilliam theory, so yeah, I can say for sure that after that one time, well, not even one time, because I think it came back on again here and there. But yeah, after that bit, it just confirmed that yep, it confirmed there was a pet hospital.
Future, so this is an obvious one that I got tons of comments about. There is a pet hospital, and this doctor did do a pet checkup, and I was a teenage Gary. Still, I think the way Squilliam immediately calls and mentions the dying animal strongly implies he sent the doctor to mess with Squidward. Also, I don't have like a ton to add to this theory, just because they haven't really released any new Squilliam lore, but I've still got a few things to say, and the next theories will have a lot more, I promise. But this is just the start of Squilliam's elaborate lies. Evidence number 2. The Bubble Bowl. In the same episode, Squilliam also says,
I'm the leader of a big fancy band now, and we're supposed to play the Bubble Bowl next week. The problem is, I'm busy next week and can't make it, so I was hoping you and your band could cover for us.
But we've never seen Squilliam's band before, and despite claiming he's too busy to make it to the Bubble Bowl, he still shows up at the end to watch Squidward's band. So both his excuse and probably his band were made up to pressure Squidward into humiliating himself at the Bubble Bowl.
Squilliam, you lying, deceiving bastard! I didn't even realize that! Who is that handsome young devil? Hey, I know this guy!
Evidence number 3, Squilliam's friends.
Okay, that's a thing. That's okay. So people who reacted. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking this is gonna be like a long time ago. So I'm gonna be kind of happy if I'm not really mentioned, because that would be a bit awkward for me. Then again, when I was doing when I was doing reactions about all these conspiracy stuff, it was like way late, and I was probably more of an unknown YouTuber, so it would make sense that it wouldn't be every single like reaction YouTuber. That's for sure.
In Season 3, Episode 8, Squilliam returns. Squidward leaves for work and conveniently bumps into Squilliam and all of his fancy friends, despite Squilliam not seeming like the kind of guy that would come near the Krusty Krab. He and his friends make fun of Squidward for working as a cashier.
Hold it! Don't tell me! You're a cashier! Don't lie. Lying always makes it worse.
But I believe that this encounter was planned out by Squilliam in advance, and he hired all of those people to pretend to be his friends. Take a look at Squilliam's friends. They're all nicely dressed, you kind of get the sense that they're fancy, high-status members of Bikini Bottom, but they aren't. This is more like what the fancy rich people in Bikini Bottom look like. These are just some regular Bikini Bottom citizens. Most of them usually don't even wear nice clothes like this. And most of them are regulars at the Krusty Krab and would already know Squidward as the cashier.
My patty doesn't have enough slime!
These are not the type of people Squilliam would hang out with. I mean, why would Squilliam be hanging out with one of Pearl's teenage friends? Some people pointed out that maybe there's another reason for this, but I'm not gonna get into that.
Squilliam, you have some explaining to do. Hi, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. Why don't you have a seat right there?
At the end of the episode, Squilliam even admits to his whole life being fake.
I made everything up about my life. I have no yachts, jets, or anything. I was only trying to impress you.
And then, of course, he quickly says he's just kidding.
Is that true? Of course not! I'm filthy stinking rich!
But was he kidding? I mean, obviously he's rich, but is there a nugget of truth in there? Evidence number 4, the statue. In Season 7, Episode 6, Squidward has to pick up trash for community service, and Squilliam once again conveniently bumps into him and reveals he's cleaned up so much trash that the city actually built a statue of him.
Maybe if you clean up Bikini Bottom, they'll build a statue of you. Oh, wait! They've already built one. Of me! I cleaned up all of Bikini Bottom in only 1 week.
Hello, it's me, I'm interrupting. So, a lot of people thought this statue was actually supposed to be of Squidward because there's no unibrow, but we can actually faintly see it right there.
Oh, wait! They've already built one. Of me!
I believe that once again, this encounter was staged by Squilliam, and he actually paid to get that statue built.
Okay, I saw it. I don't know if you did. You could have paused it when the frame thing, like when it appeared, when Alex was talking. Yeah, I see the mark. I see the mark. It shows the unibrow and all that. I didn't really think it was Squidward because, I don't know, it didn't really resemble Squidward's face. I mean, sure, the two look alike, but there was something about... Did I notice it back then? I don't remember. I'm actually gonna have to get back onto that one.
As Squilliam tells Squidward about the statue, a female fish admires it and says,
Bless you, Squilliam Fancyson. Bless you.
But if you remember, this is one of those friends Squilliam likely paid, making her whole comment feel very fake. By the end of the episode, Squilliam's statue gets destroyed. A police officer approaches and they have this exchange.
This is your statue?
It was.
Squilliam admits that it's his statue, not the city's. And why else would the officer give him specifically a ticket if it was city property? Evidence number 5, the concert. In Season 6, Episode 17, Squidward watches Squilliam play the clarinet at a big fancy concert. He receives a standing ovation, causing Squidward to leave angrily. But I believe this entire concert is a scam. Not only has the audience been paid to cheer, but Squilliam never even touches his instrument. Once again, many of the audience members were part of Squilliam's quote-unquote friends, but we also never actually see Squilliam play the clarinet. The episode opens right after he's finished his performance with the audience cheering, and one member of the audience says,
He's such a great musician. He doesn't even have to touch an instrument to be brilliant.
Maybe the real reason Squidward leaves so angrily is because the audience cheered for Squilliam even though he never even touched his clarinet. Maybe Squilliam is just as bad as Squidward at the clarinet and he's trying to hide it. Hey, before we get into the next evidence, here's a quick new thought I had. In this video, I'm claiming Squilliam is a fraud in terms of his popularity and his talent. But he clearly is actually very rich. But how? Well, I think the answer is in his name, Squilliam Fancyson III. He was obviously just born into a rich family and was given everything his whole life. Just another interesting layer to the character. Squilliam has gone to some pretty...
No, that actually kind of makes sense. Like, that bit of detail about him being, like, what's the term? Being born with a golden spoon? Being born and given golden spoon? Something like that? Something involving golden spoon? Or was it just spoon in general? Anyway, yeah, it makes sense. I'm not gonna lie. It makes sense why he's, how he's all this rich and all this and all that. I thought he, like, was really good at business, and that's how he got his money, and was able to, do a lot of the stuff that he did. That's what I thought in general, but maybe? I don't know. That was my thought process, so I could be completely wrong.
Extreme lengths just to humiliate Squidward, but nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to what he does next. Evidence number 6, the music college. In the same episode, after Squidward leaves the concert, he's approached by the headmistress of the Bikini Bottom prestigious music college.
Aren't you the esteemed Squilliam Fancyson III, who we all came here to see perform tonight?
She mistakes him for Squilliam and offers him a position as a professor. Squidward pretends to be Squilliam and teaches a class, only for the police to burst in and arrest him, all while he's being filmed on live TV. And I believe that this is Squilliam's most elaborate and most expensive scheme to destroy Squidward both publicly and legally. This encounter where Squidward gets offered a job is already suspiciously convenient, but listen closely to their exchange.
I'm Squilliam Fancyson.
But didn't you just say a minute ago that your name was Squidward Q Tentacles?
It is. No, I didn't.
Well, that's a relief. I mean, what kind of a moron would go to their worst enemy's music recital?
What kind of moron would go to their own enemy's music recital?
Time to say no!
know? True. How did she know? Yeah! You're onto something, my guy.
How does she know that Squidward and Squilliam are enemies? If she knew who Squidward was, then why didn't she recognize him? Why would she mistake him for Squilliam? This feels way too much like she was hired by Squilliam to set a trap for Squidward. And if that's not enough, the headmistress's associate is literally just a guy from the paid audience wearing a disguise. He just threw on some glasses to seem smart. Squilliam knew that Squidward couldn't resist the opportunity to teach a music class, even if it meant breaking the law.
My very own music class.
Then we get to the Bikini Bottom prestigious music college, and right off the bat, there's something very fishy about this place. The building itself is very green and grimy, and has a very cheap metal look. Nothing about this says prestigious, except for the big sign on top, which feels like the only new thing about this building. I think there is a very good chance that Squilliam just bought some old warehouse, then stuck a sign and some paint on it to disguise it as a college. I mean, look at these other schools in Bikini Bottom. They all have a very nice structure and a paint job, but this prestigious music college looks like a dumpster. Going into the classroom, not only does it have another one of Squilliam's friends, but if this is such a prestigious college, how did SpongeBob and Patrick get in here?
Would you two numbskulls mind telling me what you're doing in music class anyway?
Sure. Patrick's New Year's resolution was to learn to play an instrument.
They say it was their New Year's resolution to take a music class, but you'd think it'd be harder for them to get into an esteemed music school if they just decided to go to it on a whim. Seems like they're just letting in anyone to sell this ruse. Then, both the police, Squilliam and the headmistress, and a live news broadcast show up at the same time to arrest Squidward for impersonating Squilliam. If the extremely coincidental fact that all of these people suddenly showed up at the same time isn't enough for you to believe that Squilliam set it all up, I've got something that's going to blow your mind. Squilliam literally has the police working for him.
Squidward, cute tentacles, I'm placing you under arrest for impersonating a genius.
If that doesn't sound like he's been paid off, I don't know what does. The lengths that Squilliam goes to humiliate Squidward are insane. He literally builds statues and entire buildings just to make Squidward feel inferior. But why? Why would anyone go so far to embarrass an old high school band classmate? What happened between them? What could have caused this extreme level of dedication? Well, unfortunately, we never really get much information on their past. I've spent hours reading through the SpongeBob Wikipedia and looking at old episodes, and there really just isn't any clues that would explain their weird relationship. I guess we can't solve everything, but either way, that's my theory.
Wait for it.
Thank you so much for listening. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time.
Wait for it.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Season 6, Episode 5, Slide Whistle Stooges. Just a normal episode where SpongeBob and Patrick annoy Squidward. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Except I have one question about this episode. Why does Squidward have Squilliam's robe? That is clearly not the purple robe he usually wears. That is Squilliam Fancyson III's robe. Why would Squidward have this?
Are we about to... Is he about to say what I think he's about to...
Unless they were more than just classmates. Could they have once been dating?
Hey, yo! I mean, wait. He's a grown man that likes the clarinet, classical art, classical music, and smooth jazz. Octopi are bisexual?
No.
Wait, really? Are they really? Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna look this up. But let me tell you about this. I was shocked when Octopus okay. 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 Oh. Okay, that's What was the thing?
Music and smooth jazz. Octopi are...
Octopuses are mean. Oh, wait, is that okay, I'm seeing that when male octopuses go with females, they die. Damn. I'm not seeing the okay. I'm not really seeing this thing. But if this is true. Oh, okay. Oh, here it is. Thus, males occasionally attempt to mate with other males. Females selfishly often mate with numerous males and then store. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that's wow. I actually never knew that about octopuses. Okay, so wow, that's something I never really do. So yeah, that's a thing. Apparently, it's a thing. I didn't know. So yeah, jeez.
Are bisexual?
No way. That's not possible. There's no evidence to support that. Right?
Don't be intimidated, Squidward. Try to imagine him in his underwear. Oh no, he's hot!
No. It can't be.
I mean, what kind of a moron would go to their worst enemy's music recital?
It's been right in front of us this whole time.
Our sources last saw Evil harassing teenagers up at Makeout Reef.
Makeout Reef. Good times, good times.
Voted most likely to suck eggs in high school.
Holy s***!
Alex Bale does it again. He does it again. He always has this way of being like, of the video obviously being a stretch, but he'll give you that one tidbit of it, the aha moment. He does it every time. He does it every time.
Also, he calls him Squiddy.
Squiddy?
That kind of sounds like a pet name for an ex, right? I don't know. Obviously, I didn't have a ton to add to this theory, since there hasn't really been any new Squilliam episodes, but I have a lot more to say in the other theories, I promise. So, before we get into the first official new mini-theory, I'm gonna end each of my old theories with a few thoughts on how I think they hold up, and where I think they rank among the others.
Ooh.
I think I'd probably rank this as my worst SpongeBob theory, even though I still think it's pretty plausible. It's just got a lot of issues with it. You can probably tell it's my first attempt at an actual theory, with some obvious things I got wrong, and the fact that a lot of the evidence relies on the continuity of very common background characters, which are obviously used very interchangeably in this show with no rhyme or reason. I still think there's some really good evidence here, like the design of the college, or the way this lady clearly knows more about Squidward than she's letting on. But also, you know, when you compare it to my later theories, it's kind of just a very basic, simple concept. I'm just claiming the asshole character is an even bigger asshole than you thought. It's really not that interesting or surprising. Oh well, we can only go up from here. Let's begin my first new mini theory.
Okay, when putting it like that, it makes sense. Plus, with the continuation of SpongeBob going on, and there not being a lot of Squilliam episodes, it makes sense. It doesn't really have a lot to improve on, or make it better, and all this and all that. And every time Squilliam was a part of something, a lot of the evidence or theories to back this whole thing up is like, it's there, but some of the other stuff is just like meh. Okay, it might be true, but we're talking about background characters that's been used for a very long time, and yeah, so I can understand why he would say it would be eighth on his thing, but I can say it kind of holds up pretty well. Kind of holds up pretty well with the more current stuff of SpongeBob nowadays, but nothing to make it number one. I would put like bottom three, that's for sure. Like, I don't mean to make it like an insult, but I can understand, because I do remember bits and pieces from the other theories, and they are actually a lot more interesting and eye-catching, in personal opinion, that is. So yeah, but when I did seeing this video, like the first time seeing the Squilliam theory, then yeah, I can admit all this information just stunned me, and I was completely, utterly shocked when I heard everything. Like, it was wow. Yeah. So time to see this new mini theory. What you got?
So, here's a question I've been asked from the very start of making these SpongeBob theories. How is there fire underwater? It's probably one of the most obvious contradictions in this show, and the creators will usually go out of their way to draw attention to the fact that it doesn't make any sense.
At least it's warm around the fire.
Hey, if we're underwater, how could there be a...
Whoever sent this obviously has no idea about the physical limitations of life underwater. Might as well throw these in the fire.
Huh. That's wow. You know, I just been chalking it up to, it's a cartoon. It's just a small thing. it's not really that important. But then again, now that I'm seeing all this mini theory and like having the title like right in front of me saying the Spongebob Conspiracy Compilation, and I remember like the television theory. Let me say that it actually makes me think a bit more on the fact that why is there fire underwater? Is that like that's like completely weird. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. No logical reason on why is there fire underwater. It's there to make fun of us to me. And if you try to think more of it, it's just gonna be a slap in the face because the answer is bam. It is just a cartoon, and there's probably a reason. And here we are with the imagination theory going on about it. Imagination. Imagination. Wait, the box? What's the box got? I remember the thing at the beginning. How it just like went into the whole thing about the yeah. That's the box that SpongeBob and Patrick played around with, and it just made all these completely random noises. Yeah. Actually, what does the box and the you know what? I'll just see.
So finally, I will give the people my answer to this infamous age-old question: how is there fire underwater? It's just a cartoon. I'm not kidding, that's actually my answer. SpongeBob is not the real world. It's a cartoon. It has its own cartoon logic where absurd things like fire being underwater can happen. But that doesn't mean there's nothing here to theorize about. Just because it's cartoon logic doesn't mean it's not still logic. If you pay close attention, you can see that there is a consistent internal logic and rules to how this cartoon world really works. And I think how SpongeBob cartoon logic works is best explained in the Season 3 episode, Idiot Box. In this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick spend the day playing inside of a box, but Squidward keeps hearing impossible sound effects coming from it.
SpongeBob?
And how are they creating these sound effects?
How are you two making those noises?
Imagination.
With their imagination. And this is key to understanding how the SpongeBob world really works. This episode tells us that anything that is imagined in SpongeBob can physically come to life. We can see this imagination rule in every single episode of the show. The most obvious example of this is when a character is thinking and a thought bubble appears above their head. But in SpongeBob, these thought bubbles are real physical things. Other characters can see and physically interact with them.
Wait, hold on! My pen is out of ink. Plankton! You'll never get me formula, not even in a flashback.
Because things imagined in SpongeBob come to life. And this goes far beyond just thought bubbles. It explains how...
Okay, I get it now. Maybe it's related to Neptune's moon that's able to do this? Probably. For those that don't know what Neptune moon is, you're gonna see it in a later video. Let's just say it's an important thing for a different theory. But yes. Okay, so correct. In SpongeBob's world, as long as you have the power of imagination on your side, you can literally do almost anything, or probably can do anything. Basically, Toon Force magic and all that. That's actually kind of interesting. I'm also seeming to get the idea now. So as long as the imagination is still there, as long as you have this imagination power, things can like happen. Say fire being underwater. It's just there because of the power of imagination. But the second someone brings in cold hard logic, it like breaks, right? Yeah, because I remember a bit of that episode, the whole camping thing, where SpongeBob and wait, is that the right one? There's a few camping ones. That was be the one. Is that the one where Sea Bear? No, I don't think that would be it. I think that one had we were imagining that the two got lost. No, wait, was it the fire? I can't. I don't know. I can't really remember on the top of my head.
how characters are constantly getting new props and costumes out of nowhere. Where did SpongeBob suddenly get this hat and sign? Where did he get this glove or all of these costumes that instantly appear and disappear? It's because SpongeBob is imagining all of these props. This can be used to explain almost every single absurd gag in this show.
Wait, Patrick, you're supposed to let me win, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Patrick is imagining himself getting beat up here.
Said it's gonna be a good one, just wait and see.
SpongeBob is imagining the sun talking to him and burning his bedroom, and SpongeBob and Patrick are imagining that fire is able to exist underwater. And if you still don't believe me, look what happens when Patrick questions the logic behind the fire.
Hey, if we're underwater, how could there be a...
The moment they start doubting the...
Oh, I remember this episode. That was the time where it was free day, and there was the thing with involving borrowing, and the two took a balloon, and they thought they were going to go to jail because of that, and they ran away from Bikini Bottom. Bam, that led to this. Yeah, I remember this episode. I remember it pretty well. So, I was right. It's kind of weird, but it makes sense. It's a cartoon. I thought there was going to be like this whole thing involving magic or something, but having the imagination part explained to me and remembering that bit of the episode, it kind of clicked on what's going on. So, that's how SpongeBob's part of the world works, huh? Alright, I can get behind it, I guess.
The logic of the fire, it disappears because they're no longer able to imagine it. This rule also seems to be limited by how imaginative each character is. Squidward, who never even got the idiot box to work, rarely ever manifests any imaginations, while SpongeBob, arguably the most imaginative character in the show, has created living characters like Doodle Bob and Bubble Buddy using his imagination, both of which have ended up continually reappearing throughout the entire show. Bubble Buddy even went on to create an entire bubble town full of bubble citizens, all stemming from SpongeBob's imagination. This theory also explains why Mrs. Puff gets trapped in so many delusions. They are literally manifesting around her because of her imagination. Okay, but what's the point of explaining all of this? Even if you didn't know the exact mechanics of it, you probably already understood that random stuff can just appear and disappear in a cartoon. I'm not really telling you anything groundbreaking, but once you fully understand this idea, it adds a whole new context to so many things in this show. One of the most interesting being how dreams seem to affect the world, specifically SpongeBob's dreams. In Season 1 Sleepy Time, SpongeBob dreams about finally getting his license, but then he crashes and Mrs. Puff takes his license away. And this is exactly what happens later in the Season 2 episode, No Free Rides. Mrs. Puff gives him a license, instantly regrets it, and after SpongeBob crashes his car, Mrs. Puff takes his license away. So, did SpongeBob's dream predict this event, or did his imagination literally cause it to happen? Okay, you're not convinced yet? Don't worry. This is far from the only instance of this happening. In Season 2 Procrastination, SpongeBob dreams about his pineapple burning down, which happens later in Season 9 Gary's New Toy. In Season 5 Roller Cowards, he dreams about crashing on a Glove World roller coaster, and then it happens in Season 10 Don't Wake Patrick. Even dreams we don't see come true. In Squids on a Bus, Squidward becomes a bus driver for the day, and SpongeBob says this.
I've always dreamed one day I'd board a bus and see you driving it.
Now, I already know what you're gonna say. SpongeBob's a very long-running show. A lot of these basic plots were bound to happen eventually, right? You know, it's like how The Simpsons can predict the future. But in Season 4's Fear of Krabby Patties, SpongeBob dreams about everyone in the Krusty Krab turning into giant killer Krabby Patties. That is a very weird and specific plot, and yet that's still exactly what happens 7 seasons later in Krabby Patty Creature Feature, when Mr. Krabs feeds people experimental Krabby Patties and turns everyone into giant mutant Krabby Patty monsters that try to hunt SpongeBob down. It seems like all of SpongeBob...
Huh. Well, what do you know? So, SpongeBob's dreams do happen, but it's more like a precognition, if that's the correct word. Precognition. I'm trying to say the word correctly. I don't know if I'm even saying it right, but so that's what's going on. Basically, SpongeBob's imagination is like making his dreams happen, but oh wow. If you look at this, it's crazy. Everything's literally the same about the driver's license. Wow. Like to a T. The only thing that's different is like the date it expires. Huh. That's kind of crazy.
Bob's dreams eventually manifest into real life because of the unlimited power of his imagination. Okay, that's all pretty interesting, right? But you want to know something really crazy? While researching this theory, I discovered something insane. Honestly, it may be one of the craziest discoveries I've ever found in this show. Are you ready? In the Season 6 special, Truth or Square, all of the characters get trapped inside of the massive ventilation system beneath the Krusty Krab.
There's an entire network of tunnels and air ducts underground.
At a certain point, Mr. Krabs gets separated from the group.
A crossroads. I'll go this way, and SpongeBob, you lead him down that way.
Okay.
SpongeBob then takes a break to tell the story of when Mr. Krabs told him the Krabby Patty secret formula.
This reminds me of the time Mr. Krabs confided in me the Krabby Patty recipe. Mr. Krabs called me into his office.
And then something really strange happens. After the story, we cut back to the group, and Mr. Krabs is somehow back with them after previously being separated. I'm serious. There's no scene of them being reunited. He's just gone and then back somehow, and it's never explained in this episode. I mean, what was even the point of wasting time and money animating them split up if they were just gonna immediately bring Mr. Krabs back without any explanation?
I'll go this way, and SpongeBob, you lead him down that way.
You could literally remove the scene of Mr. Krabs separating from them, and the episode would make total sense. But wait a second.
Mr. Krabs is still trapped. Or that explains so much. Oh god. So if Squidward actually questioned the logic there, ever remembers that part and actually questions the logic behind it, along with like other people that were probably there, it would lead to that's crazy.
Look at how SpongeBob's story ends.
You can never tell another living soul.
Wait, hold on!
Plankton! You'll never get me formula, not even in a flashback.
SpongeBob.
Imaginary Mr. Krabs from inside of the thought bubble grabs Plankton and throws him down a vent. And when we cut back, Mr. Krabs is suddenly back sitting with the group. The obvious explanation is that this isn't the real Mr. Krabs. This is still the imaginary Krabs from SpongeBob's story who came to life. And the real Mr. Krabs is still somewhere lost inside of the Krusty Krab vents, and they never switched back. The Mr. Krabs they escape with is not the real Mr. Krabs. And every time we see Mr. Krabs after this Season 6 episode, he's actually a fake imaginary doppelganger. And the real one is still trapped beneath the Krusty Krab somewhere. It's the reason why Mr. Krabs in later seasons has become such a one-dimensional character, going from someone who was cheap but still genuinely cared about his employees and family to a one-note cartoon villain. It's because he actually was replaced by a flat, imaginary imitation of the original. And I know what you're gonna say, there's no way SpongeBob would imagine him to be that way. Well, think again.
Show me what you got.
Look at me. I'm Mr. Krabs. I love money. Every night I tuck me wallet in and tell it a bedtime story. Oh, what's that you say? Me daughter Pearl needs an operation? I'll do it myself and save a nickel.
That'll do, SpongeBob.
And that is the imagination theory. 7 more mini theories left. Woo!
Yeah, no, not even gonna go into the next one. But this is crazy. So now we understand the logic and we understand how SpongeBob's world works. I still think it's like part of Neptune's moon kind of thing. Like it's allowing this thing to happen. And those that are born due to this like mutation to where they can actually walk, talk, and all that instead of be like primitive fish. Yeah, I think that's like they're given the ability to have thing to use their imagination and makes things real. That means if anyone questions the logic, this fake Mr. Krabs would just disappear. And if that happens, what is there left to say? The real Mr. Krabs is trapped underground. There's no way someone can like find him because SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward just got lucky in like trying to find him. I mean, got lucky on just escaping. So that means this the second fake disappears, or if something happens to SpongeBob or his imagination, this Krabs dies. He's gone, and but that leaves the question: is the real Mr. Krabs even still, alive? That's a pretty heavy question to think about, in all honesty. So I hope you'll enjoy this video. If you did, hit the like button below, hit the subscribe button to support the channel, support the content provided, and so on and so forth. Hit the notification button, be notified immediately when the video comes out. One theory down, 7 more to go, and 7 mini theories as well. So yeah, hope you all enjoy. I'll see you all next time. Bye.